This week on Premier Preps, as the weather heats up, so does our spring coverage. We've got Sutter at Casa Roble baseball, softball coverage from Rocklin, Oak Ridge, Vacaville, and Pioneer, and Delta League volleyball tilt between Laguna Creek and Monterey Trail. Plus the story of Granite Bay Jr. Reese Clark and her journey to honor her late twin sister. It's time for Premier Preps. Welcome to another episode of Premier Preps. I'm your host, Nick Pecoraro. Thank you, as always, for hanging out for a bit on your Sunday evening. Or if you're catching up throughout the week on Foothill 7 TV on Comcast Channel 7 in El Dorado County, we appreciate you too. We've got a solid show ahead, and we start on the diamond, where Game 1 of a 3-game Golden Empire League set started on Monday, as the Sutter Huskies came into the week red hot at 9-0, looking like a major contender this year, but they would have to go through a team that won a section championship last year in the Casa Roble Rams. Who would take early control of this series? Find out right now. Sutter going for its 10th straight win to start the season. They travel to the reigning D4 section champion Casa Roble on Monday. And the Huskies go to work early. Top 1, 2 on for Landon Singh. Just a grounder to second, but he does his job with a productive out. Carson Bishop scores, and it's 1-0 Sutter right away. Next batter is Brady Wickham, who has a sharp liner to third, but Max Ogden gets the runner at home to keep it at a 1-run game. Sutter's defense came to play too. Johnny Munger getting some help from his right fielder, Eli Carpio, who somehow tracks down this pop-up and says, "I got nothing but glove for you." Munger appreciates that one. Rams starter Aiden Lopez finding a groove. Here he is with a strikeout to end the third. 7 straight hitters retired at this point. But in the fourth, he finds himself in a jam. The runner on third is Landon Singh, who had a double to lead off. And with 2 outs, Blake Agger follows suit. Agger with a 2-bagger. That scores Singh easily from third, and the Huskies now lead 2-0 after 4. Top 5 we go. Runners on second and third for Landon Singh. You put the ball in play, and good things will happen. The throw home is not in time to get the speedy Carson Bishop. Singh had 5 RBIs in this game. Next batter, Brady Wickham. He'll touch some grass in the outfield. Carter Johnson scores, and Sutter would tack on 1 more in the 5th, and it's 5-0 Huskies. But they were far from finished. Top 6, Johnny Munger helping his own cause. He dumps a single into left. That'll bring home another run. Sutter leads 8-0 after 6. Munger working on a shutout, but the Rams load him up in the bottom of the 6th. And freshman Max Ogden comes through with a knock to left. Johnson can't quite come up with it. Connor Campbell and Preston Schweiger score. Casa's on the board at 8-2. But it was too little, too late, as the final 4 outs are put away by Aiden Zwizig. That's a fun name to say. And a fun team to watch early on are the Sutter Huskies, who start the year with 10 straight wins.
We started the season off pretty hot. Our team, we really play good together. We all are really good friends, and everyone just is able to hit the ball and have fun and stay loose, and it's been working for us so far.
Time to take a look at our Big Picture Baseball Top 10 presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Folks, LENIE'S Pictures has you covered with great action shots, custom team and individual banners, and much more. Visit LENIE'spictures.com and follow on social media to find out all the games they cover throughout the week. Now let's take a look at our Big Picture Top 10 Baseball Rankings presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Can't get enough high school sports in Sacramento? Well, Premier Preps has got you covered like no one else. You want game highlights? We got you. You want local insight? We got you. You want inspirational feature stories? We've got you. How about exclusive interviews with prominent players and coaches in the area? We got you. Scores, updates, top plays, and much, much more every Sunday at 5 o'clock during the high school season on YouTube. We look back at the week that was and keep you updated on who's got next. So follow along on social media and subscribe on YouTube to Premier Preps with me, Nick Pecoraro, because it's giving Sacramento high school sports the coverage it deserves. We've got 2 softball games covered this week, and we start with a battle for first place in the Sierra Foothill League. 2 of the top 3 teams in our weekly top 10s entering the week. Oak Ridge came in at number 1, and Rocklin came in at number 3. The SFL is absolutely stacked, by the way. Both of these teams won section championships a year ago and look to find themselves back in the title hunt at the end of May. But for now, the Trojans and the Thunder try to seize control of the SFL on Wednesday. Oak Ridge coming in at 12-0 with a lineup featuring 6 D1 commits, very likely to add more very soon. Rocklin won a section title last year, and they might be an even better team this year. We start in the bottom of the first, runner on third for the Thunder, but Oak Ridge starter Ellison Schroeder isn't phased. The Santa Clara commit keeps it scoreless after 1. Rocklin starter Peyton Pryor working with the bases loaded in the top of the third, but she's able to get the comebacker and get out of here unharmed. Bottom 4 we go. Here's a girl we're going to have a feature story on in an upcoming episode. Katie Wetland missed nearly 2 years with multiple shoulder injuries, but she's back and better than ever. She's got a 1-out double in the 4th, but Ellison Schroeder once again able to get out of trouble. It's still scoreless in the top of the 7th. Trojans looking for some offense. Berkeley Lamp lines one to center, but Kat Alston's got a beat on it and tracks it down. And the Thunder have a chance to hand Oak Ridge its first loss in the bottom of the 7th. Runner on for freshman Sammy Snell. A sharp grounder to short for Carly Short. If your name is Carly Short, you grow up and make plays at shortstop. And this is a big one. The double play sends this thing into extras. Top 8, Short at the plate. She lines one off of Peyton Pryor, but Peyton recovers to get the out. That was a smash off of her foot. But she is a gamer, so you knew she was staying in the game to get the inning-ending strikeout. Bottom 9, more defense from the Trojans this time. Wetland with a hot shot to Gemma Almont at second. If your name is Gemma, you grow up and make web gems. That gives the Trojans a chance in the top of the 10th. Runner on third for Brooklyn Parator, but Sammy Snell snares it and doubles off the runner at third. The freshman looking like Sydney Barker out there. That keeps it scoreless. But it's getting dark out here, so Rocklin has one last chance in the bottom of the 10th. But Ellison Schroeder shuts it down with her 11th strikeout of the game. Schroeder and Pryor, each with a masterpiece in the circle, but the finish will have to wait. The game is called for darkness after 10 innings. It'll pick up in the top of the 11th the next time these two meet at Oak Ridge on April 25th. A huge thank you and shout out goes out to the great people at the Rylee Grace Foundation for their support and sponsorship of our Premier Preps feature stories each week this spring. The Rylee Grace Foundation provides support and resources for families experiencing the struggles that come along with pediatric cancer. And this week, we bring you the story of what began the Rylee Grace Foundation as we visit with Granite Bay Jr. Reese Clark. Reese and her twin sister Rylee were inseparable until a sudden terminal illness changed their lives forever. Now, every time Reese steps onto the softball field, she hopes to honor who she says was her built-in best friend. It's a beautiful afternoon on the softball field at Granite Bay High School. But something is not quite right with Grizzlies junior Reese Clark. Maybe it's because Reese is playing out of position at first base after years of patrolling the left side of the infield. But it's not that. It's something much deeper. Something is missing from Reese's life.
Being twins, it's like having a built-in best friend always. We're connected by the hip. We did everything together. Never a dull moment with us.
Gosh, I think from the beginning of birth, they've been inseparable. And they would, try to get in each other's cribs and try to sleep together and hang out together. And they were always doing something.
Yeah, there's definitely when they say they have that twin bond.
Yeah.
Like that mental telepathy. They're looking at each other, but they know each other's thoughts before they even say anything. That was them.
But at the age of 12, Reese's twin sister Rylee was discovered to have a brain tumor the size of a peach, and it flipped the Clarks' world upside down.
Being 12, it was a lot to have to adapt with just everyday life. It was hard. So I felt like I had to have the role of taking care of the house, making sure that I stayed on top of what I had to do, so I didn't be a burden to my parents or anything, just something that was they didn't have to worry about me. I feel my headspace was at the time everywhere but myself.
And even when Rylee was in the hospital and Reese couldn't be there because it was during COVID, so she couldn't be there, Reese would say, "Mom, was Rylee in pain today?" And I was like, "Yeah, how did you know that?" She's like, "I could feel it, Mom. I knew it. I knew what she was feeling. Was it hurting here?" And she'd say the specific place. I was blown away.
After years of treatment, surgeries, chemotherapy, blood transfusions, nothing seemed to ease Rylee's pain. The cancer had metastasized and eventually led to every parent's worst nightmare.
The unfortunate thing, which we didn't know, is that the radiation treatments had actually created some damage to her brain, and she had stopped talking. When we did a full body scan in July of 22, they basically said that it spread, and there's nothing we could do. And we had hospice come in. From October, they gave her 3-4 months. She held on for almost 7, and unfortunately, she passed in June of 23.
I personally, I didn't want to believe it was real. I feel for me, the days leading up to it, I just kind of shut down. It was hard for me to really go into her room, be with her. But just doing the best I could to be with her and just be with her as a family in the final days.
Nearly 2 years after Rylee's passing, Reese still looks to softball to help cope with her loss. And although some days are far more difficult than others, she knows that Rylee is always with her on the field.
I would say me and softball during the time of my sister being sick was definitely a love-hate relationship. It was really hard for me to learn how to separate the game and also separate my feelings about my sister on the field and what was going on with our family to where I am right now, and to where when my sister did pass, it definitely has been an outlet for me. It's kept me grounded. It's given me a lot of structure that I'm glad that I had. It gave me a reason to get up every day and go do something, be with teammates who had my back, who were there for me when some of my other friends weren't, just to have a family and to have somewhere to go and for people to be there for you during that time.
I used to sit there at games and just watch her and think, oh my gosh, everybody that's sitting around me, all these parents and all these players have no idea what this kid endures every single day and what she has to live with. It blows my mind, and I could not be more proud of her.
The way she shows up, like she said, you would never know that this kid's going through what she's going through behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Before Rylee's passing, the Clark family created the Rylee Grace Foundation with a mission to help other families in their shoes find therapy and several other pediatric cancer resources. It serves as a resilient reminder of how Rylee should be remembered.
When I think of Rylee, she was just a really free-spirited person. She didn't care what other people thought. She was there for everybody. I think the reason why I am who I am with wanting to be there for people is because of my sister. She loved everybody. She was always about having fun. I mean, she loved nature. Just being like a super just kind person that everybody would want as like a friend.
From Granite Bay High School, I'm Nick Pecoraro, and this is Premier Preps. And if you'd like to connect with the Rylee Grace Foundation, you can follow them on social media at Rylee Grace Foundation or visit RyleeGrace.org. ERIK'S DeliCafe brings you the team with character each week this spring. Whether it's for pickup, dining in, or your upcoming catering event, ERIK'S DeliCafe has sandwiches with character, soups made from ERIK'S family recipes, freshly made salads, and much more. Make sure you order online from the Folsom or Roseville locations and enter the promo code FORVBOGO325 to get exclusive buy one get one deals through April 5th. This week's team with character is the Placer softball team. The Hill Gals went 3-0 last week and are 10-3 overall. This program went 0-15 in each of the past 2 seasons, and they're now turning it around with freshman Carly Rice hitting .571 with 3 homers and 26 RBIs. Sophomore Paige Deniston hits .448 with 6 homers, and senior Sydney Nitta has a 9-3 record with 80 strikeouts in the circle. Congratulations, Placer softball. You are this week's ERIK'S DeliCafe team with character.
304, complaining of dizziness, lightheadedness. We're going to send EMS on the way, but can you take a ride over there?
10-4 on my way.
It's allowed our responders to get their hands on the next step of technologies that are facing EMS.
It saves you the time to ask the questions and really concentrate on treating the patient.
Tough to find a better matchup on the boys' volleyball court this week than in Elk Grove, where the Delta League race featured 2 unbeaten teams coming into the week, with Laguna Creek and Monterey Trail, the number 2 and 3 teams in our Premier Preps top 10, by the way. And they featured 2 of the top hitters in the section in terms of kills per set, Jake Shipley of the Cardinals and Darren Brown of the Mustangs. Both of these dudes were putting on a show in Elk Grove on Tuesday night. The Delta League driver's seat up for grabs Tuesday at Monterey Trail. Laguna Creek in the house. Both teams come in at 3-0. Something had to give. First set, Cards off to a good start. This would be the start of a huge night for junior Jake Shipley. But the Mustangs might have the best player in the entire section in Darren Brown. Here he is checking in on somebody's dental plan in the back row. Brown led the entire Sac Joaquin section in kills last year. He's up over 1,000 for his career. It's because he could do stuff like that. But Laguna would take set 1. Ian Ayakaremye with a rejection. Cards win set 1 25-17. Switching sides now. Fun sequence to start set 2. Jake Shipley goes off the block and to the floor. He's going to try that again on Darren Brown this time, but Brown gets up and says, no, not today. Brown stuffs it down, but Shipley says, all right, bet. The very next point, Shipley goes right through the teeth of the defense, and Laguna Creek would keep riding its horse in the second. Jake Shipley's got some springs too, and the Cardinals take set 2, 25-22, and they're just a win away from a sweep. But Darren Brown wasn't about to let that happen. He pulls a couple aces out of his sleeve to start the third. But if the Mustangs want to get back in this one, they'll need some of their supporting cast. Philip Nguyen gets dirty to keep the point alive, and Chris Huang able to rise up and put it away. But you know it wasn't going to be long before Darren Brown saw the ball again. He's been called a cheat code. The amount of bounce this kid has is just unfair. 26 kills. Mustangs take set 3, 25-17. But in the fourth, it was all Cards. How about the big fella, Gavin Hetrick, looking like an offensive tackle. He had 6 kills on Tuesday. And then how about the one-handed set from Aiden Wong, one of 46 assists on the night, 29 of those going to Jake Shipley. And then denial is not just a river in Egypt, it's what Ian Ayakaremye does at the net. 13 blocks on Tuesday. but the man of the hour, Jake Shipley, gonna go ahead and close this thing out in style. The fastball is working for the ace. Laguna Creek takes early control of the Delta League.
We knew they were gonna go a lot harder in that set, mostly to Darren again, but we just adapted a little bit more, make sure we really push out to where he's hitting from, and then clean up our passing a bit and clean up some errors that we made in the third. And it was a great fourth set.
Let's take a look at our latest boys volleyball top 10 rankings for the Sac Joaquin section. All right, back to the softball field we go for a Friday afternoon matchup from the Monticello Empire League, where there is star power aplenty between Vacaville and Pioneer. The Bulldogs feature Idaho State commit Layla Dean and Notre Dame-bound Hayden Kine, among others, while the Patriots include Cornell commit Sofia Hernandez and Stanford commit Marissa Bryson in their powerful lineup. The top two teams in the MEL throwing down on Friday in Woodland. Vacaville and Pioneer each enter a cool Friday afternoon at 3-0 in the MEL standings. The winner gets a post-game dance party. You'll see what I mean shortly. But we start with some defense. First play of the game, Layla Dean pops it up, but second baseman Amy Bivert is all over it. A good start for the Patriots. Bottom one, Lola Vasquez in the circle for the Bulldogs. Layla Dean with a nice put out at short. These two teams have two of the best shortstops in the area, but Vacaville's looking for some offense in the second. And what better place to start than with cleanup hitter Hayden Kine? It's the third home run of the season for the Notre Dame commit. She's hitting .500 for the season, and Vacaville has a 1-0 lead. Hey! That was looking good for Lola Vasquez, who didn't allow a hit through the first 11 batters of the game. That was until the bottom of the fourth. Patriots' second time through the lineup. Marissa Bryson, the Stanford commit, trying to get a one-out rally going for Pioneer. Two batters later, Bryson's at second now for catcher Ashley Grubin. She's going to drive in the Patriots' first run, and we're all squared up at one apiece. Same inning, bases full now, still only one out. Sophia Okweli at the plate, and if it means giving her team the lead, Sophia will trade a bruise for a run every time. A tough RBI right there, but Pioneer takes a 2-1 lead. Still in the fourth, two out now, Zeta Rodriguez beats the bobble and the high throw. Two unearned runs come in, and Pioneer leads 4-1 after four. Top five, this is not an instant replay from earlier, but Amy Bivert makes an identical play from the first inning. Gotta love a dirty uniform. Jaya Beebe certainly appreciates it. The Patriots ace gets out of the fifth with a strikeout. Top six we go, Vacaville trying to chip away. Runner on second for Hayden Kine, who skies one to center. Abril Parker has a beat on it, but she can't quite squeeze it. Layla Dean comes in to score, and it's 4-2. Kine went 3 for 3 on Friday, but the Patriots get it right back in the bottom half. Ashley Grubin steps up and sends this ball straight to see its therapist. That thing got out of here in a hurry. That's Ashley's second dinger of the year. And as promised, I told you there was going to be a post-game dance party waiting for the winner as Pioneer improves to 4-0 in the MEL.
Honestly, I think just getting on and then Ashley with her hit to score me, it just kind of changed our momentum and got us thinking we can really win this. We really are a family. We work really well together, so when one's down, we're there to pick each other up.
Time for our Big Picture Softball Top 10 Rankings presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Hey, did you know that when you visit LENIE'Spictures.com, you can use the promo code NP7 at checkout and get $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier PREPS? Sounds too good to be true, but it's not. Take advantage of that special while you can. Here's the latest Big Picture Top 10 Softball Rankings presented by LENIE'S Pictures. LENIE'S Pictures is your go-to site for priceless photos and memorabilia. This local family business has captured great action shots for a decade, but there's so much more to offer with a personalized touch for team and individual photos, game day galleries, banners, yard signs, festive mementos for senior nights, team banquets, or even just to cheer your kid on at their games, all 100% custom made by LENIE'S Pictures, any student, any season, any occasion. So make those memories last forever and visit LENI'Spictures.com and use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. That's LENI'Spictures.com, your official photography sponsor for Premier Preps. It's time for our Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. Infinite Performance Physical Therapy is here for you, especially if you've just had surgery and are in need of rehab and injury prevention exercises. Go ahead and connect with Infinite Performance Physical Therapy for all of your fitness and recovery needs. Hey, keep those Play of the Week nominees coming on social media. You can tag me with a short clip. Let me know what's going on with the play to potentially be featured on Premier Preps, even if I'm not at your game. Let's see who made the cut this week in our Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. We start with a double dose of Pioneer second baseman Amy Bivert. First play of the game against Vacaville, she lays out for the catch, and then later in the game, she thought her uniform wasn't quite dirty enough. This is not an instant replay, it's just a reminder not to hit to second base against Pioneer, who, by the way, is 4-0 in league play. We've got Eli Carpio, Sutter right fielder at Casa Roble. A tough pop-up in no man's land, but he hits the deck and somehow comes up with the catch. Nice play, Eli. Here's something you don't see every day. Aiden Wong had 46 assists on Tuesday against Monterey Trail, but this one was a one-hander to Jake Shipley, who finishes the job with authority. Same game, Darren Brown of Monterey Trail provoking an impromptu visit from the Tooth Fairy. I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone jump as high as Mr. Brown does. We had a Yuba City baseball walk-off a couple weeks ago, but the softball team says, "Hold my soda." Tie game 2-on for Chloe Gonzalez, who goes dead center for the walk-off 3-run shot to beat 12 Bridges. The Honkers are 3-0 in league play. And that is your Infinite Performance Play of the Week.
What's up, Infinite family? We have something new for you guys for 2025. We finally teamed up with My PT Hub and created the ultimate all-inclusive Infinite app. Within the app, you'll be able to purchase memberships, book and cancel sessions, and purchase online go-at-your-own-pace programs. Something new we're adding this year is becoming an Infinite Virtual Athlete, where you have custom programs built for you with video demonstrations to ensure you are doing the exercises properly. I'm super excited for this new addition and being able to create Infinite built athletes no matter where you are in the world.
Episode 32 of Premier Preps is officially in the books. Hard to believe, but there's only 10 more episodes left in this season, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Big thanks again to all of our sponsors: Infinite Performance Physical Therapy, LENIE'S Pictures, Premier Championship Rings, iPCR, ERIK'S DeliCafe, and the Rylee Grace Foundation. And of course, a huge thanks to all the cool kids who subscribe on YouTube, follow on social media, and tune in regularly. Only together can we give Sacramento high school sports the coverage it deserves. Thanks for watching Premier Preps. I'm Nick Pecoraro. We will see you next week.